Hello and welcome again to Everybody Has a Podcast. I am your main host, Blitz Ace,
Whoa,
and
whoa.
and this is my co-host. Are you going to introduce yourself, or do I have to do it this
I know.
time?
I did. I said your name in the outro last time, and then you got mad.
Well, I thought you were going to sort of. I thought this is what we. This is why I shouldn't even bother talking to you outside of it.
No,
So
I mean
this is
we agreed last
Jenko.
time. This is me. Yes,
This is
we
Jenko, and
agreed. We agreed in the last one that you
oh,
would do the names at the beginning, and then I would do the outro, and I would say the names then. And that's what we said. And
I,
then you got mad.
I mean, I will listen back and see if I did confirm that.
I
It,
won't and just believe that I'm right.
that tracks. That's pretty
Yeah,
much usually what you
yeah.
do for it. So that makes a lot of sense.
That makes
Um,
me sound incredibly arrogant, so it's accurate.
yeah, yeah. I mean, if people have like seen anything you've done previously, if they're like a previous follower of yours, then they will know that's pretty much on point.
Oh, I put on a facade for them. They don't know the real me. Ah, I'm nice to them.
Oh, okay. So you just wanted to get more views? Is that what it was?
It's just, yeah, if I'm an asshole all the time.
Yeah, but don't you think it's better to sort of just be more honest, even if your people dislike you a little bit? Isn't it better
I
to just
mean,
be honest?
I am honest. So, what are you drinking? We're not
This
sponsored. Can't say the name, but just what flavor is it?
tropical blast.
Oh, mine's mixed fruits.
I thought you had a different can earlier.
I did. Yeah, finished that one.
Oh, wasn't that didn't you just have an energy drink?
I did. Yeah.
Isn't it a bit late for having an energy drink?
Not if you thought different.
So you just live off of those.
Not anymore. No, I was told off by my wife
Yeah, well,
about 10 minutes before we started.
yeah, rightly so. You should not be having that. You need to watch your health.
Didn't you used to drink so many a day that you almost had a heart attack and have to
Oh,
go to the doctors?
I think you're breaking up. Hang on.
Yeah, I think it's called
Hmm.
hypocrisy. Yeah.
Ooh. To be fair though, I don't really have them anymore. So I
Well,
learned
yeah,
you
because you
haven't.
can't, because you will die.
I mean, it's just it's only Red Bull that does that to me, and it just kind of
Right.
sends me like twitchy and
I'm
shaky.
saying get on my level. That's all I'm saying.
Eh, fine. I'm sure it'll work out in the end.
Okay, we're not even through the intro yet.
Well, I think we're as through it as we're going to be through it.
That's true.
I think we've introduced ourselves to a certain degree. I think we're pretty much done with that part of things. So,
Excuse me.
excuse you.
Yep. Sorry, I keep looking at myself in the little square in the corner. I don't think it is. Has my forehead always been that big, or is it the camera?
Well, your hair's up more than normal.
That is true. Well, I had a haircut not long ago, and then like Jesus Christ, that looks massive.
So it's a
That
big forehead.
That is true. But then also, like, how much is my hair receding? I don't like that. I
Ooh.
love my hair. I love my hair. That's why I'm covered in it.
Is it just
It's
why you
everywhere.
just choose to not? I trimmed this morning.
Did you?
Yeah. I
Where?
just as little as possible because I
Uh,
do not like how I look without it.
Well, I can see you didn't do between your eyebrows, so.
Why would I bother?
It gets to the point now where I'm looking. I was like, maybe I should use that nostril like part on the thing, because I was looking at myself in the mirror at work today as I was washing my hands. First of all, like, ugh, look at that, and then like, oh my god, how much is in my nose? So yeah, and my wife looks like just plucking my eyebrows. So yeah, I don't let her do the nose because my nose is extra sensitive. You know that.
Yeah, but like she's already doing part of it. She might as well just do the rest.
No, it hurts too much. It hurts too much. I'll be a full on baby about it. It hurts too much.
I mean,
So
if you go to like the Turkish barbers, they just put a
I
bit of
don't
wax
want to
up
go
there
to
and
the
just
Turk.
pull it out.
Yeah, I know, but then I'll also come out with like 6 lines in my
Oh.
eyebrows and a side fade.
It is the standard practice for them.
Yeah, you only walk in there, you come out with a side fade and a broccoli haircut.
Yeah, some people like that.
I don't know why. They
No,
look like fucking idiots.
no. Well, to be fair though,
That's my very hot take straight out of the episode. If you've got a broccoli haircut, fucking shave it. You look like a dick.
yeah, but to be fair, if you go back to like when we were younger, the usual thing is you had a bowl put on your head and then you cut around it. So you had
Yeah,
you had a
and
mushroom head.
I'm also not defending that. That's ridiculous. You had the bowl cut, you had curtains, equally stupid.
So what if you're just like bald, it's fine.
I mean, I'm not saying do that. I'm just saying don't get these ridiculous haircuts.
But it's a trend, isn't it? It starts somewhere and then it just kind of
Yeah,
kicks
there
off
are
from
so
there.
many trends. You know, like eating Tide Pods. That was a trend. Come on.
Like growing a beard.
That's not a trend. That's a lifestyle choice, and I live it. Have you seen what's under? You've seen what's under here. I'm doing a public service here.
It,
Should be getting rewarded for this.
it hides so much that it's just, yeah, it is doing a public service. You're right.
Yeah. It's ridiculous under here. It's disgusting. I'll never get rid of it. The last time I fully shaved a beard off was about 11 years ago.
Mine was during COVID.
Doesn't surprise me.
You know, just boredom, innit? You just kind of, I just did my hair, shaved it all off, and I shaved
Yep.
all my beard off, and I looked like a newborn baby.
Yeah, you looked like the only time you looked weirder than that was when you lost all of that weight for your operation, and you didn't look like you. I mean, I've known you for like 20 odd
Oh.
years, over 20 years, and I was like, that's disgusting. Who the fuck?
Do you know what? I'm still trying to chase like a part. There was a part that I got to during all the weight loss that I did,
Mm.
and I'm still trying to chase after that. That was that. When I went too far, that was too far, and I agree. It didn't.
Yeah.
It looked more gaunt than it did anything else.
No,
But
I
like,
could see your skeleton.
and obviously when it gets,
I could see your neck.
I haven't seen that
You
fucker
had a
in
neck.
years.
Yeah, you had a neck, and that was bizarre to me.
Oh
Don't get me wrong,
my
you've
God.
never been like super fatty or anything like that, but you've always been like,
Yeah.
you know, you've had shoulder muscles and everything like that. So I've never seen your neck
Well,
until then, and I was like, has his head always been that far off his body?
I think in school when I left Marches, I think I was about
Okay.
22 stone.
There's no way you were 22 stone.
I was 22 stone. Because I've got some trousers that I still have now, just
Yeah.
for sort of just for sheer just to look at, make sure I don't end up going back there. But they were like a 50-inch waist.
Okay, I'm not that big. I'm not that big. I mean,
Yeah.
I look at myself now. Well, I do have a pair of like. I mean, my fatty bits are mainly my stomach and my boobies. They're my fatty bits, and so that's where my weight sits. So my waist, my trousers are not that big, but I would like to get like a pair of like 5X trousers and stand in them and be like, look how much weight I've lost.
I've tried going back to the gym recently. I am trying my hardest to sort of keep with it, and I'm going.
I
like,
went the other day, and
Did you?
yeah,
Is
I
it,
need to go more. I need to go more.
is it going well? Is it you know?
When it goes well, but it's getting the constant going to it is hard because I get knackered at work, so I just like I can't be asked, which is not the attitude to have.
Well, no, but the whole idea of obviously going to the gym, it's got to be a lifestyle change. It can't just be something you do. It's got to be something that you actually just commit to, and you've got to.
I know, which is why I want to go to this. That's why I want to go to the same gym as you, but I don't think we'd be able to go at the same time.
Well,
mine is convenient at the minute because it's a 5-minute drive from my work. So
yeah. So to be fair, because I've started opening gaps up in the day, so I can go in the daytime now.
oh, right, so you're gonna be stinky, sweaty as you go around being a driving instructor.
No, because I leave myself enough time that I can go home, have a shower,
Okay.
and then go back
I
out
saw
again.
like a 2-hour block.
Yeah, basically.
Okay, fair enough.
So it's like half hour, 45 minutes at the gym, go home, shower, go back out again. If it's like
Oh,
for
fair enough.
one person and I'm not keen on them, yeah, that's fine. He'll be fine, not a problem. Yeah, I'm sure it'll be right. Yeah, so like normally it's usually like on Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays now.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough.
oh.
I need to go 3 days a week. But there's a guy that goes to my gym.
Hmm.
Oh my god! And he's like, "I'm going to make you my project," and I'm like, "That sounds scary as hell." And then every time I see him, he tries to up what I'm doing on machines or things like that, and it's really like no. So I've told him in no certain terms to fuck off and leave me alone because every time he does it, it pushes me, sure, but it's like triple what I should be doing. Like,
Yeah, he.
if I'm doing like 25 on the pull down, which I do, I can never remember what like this chest pull is that what it is? I don't know what that one is.
Lateral pull downs.
That's the lateral pull, yeah. If I'm doing 25 on that, which is okay, you know, I could go a bit heavier, but I could definitely go lighter. It's not like a super challenge, but it is a challenge. He'll come along and try and put it on like 35 or 40. He's like, you can fuck off.
Basically, he's trying to do what most bodybuilders are sort of doing, which is try and tear the muscle to sort of build it back up again.
I'm not trying to be a bodybuilder.
No,
And why
no,
would I
but
want to tear my? Why would I want to tear my muscles?
no, because the whole idea
I
is
tore the
like
ligaments in my ankle. That's not fun.
no, that's different. That's a ligament.
I'm
The
definitely
whole
built different.
well, the whole idea of obviously building more muscle is it
Mm.
burns away at fat. So the whole idea is
Oh,
obviously
okay.
if you build up more muscle, it will just naturally your resting fat burning will be higher. So like
Okay.
the whole idea is if you do more weights and you sort of like tear the muscle to rebuild them, then obviously it gets it all from it takes it away from the fat. So like so
Okay.
the more that you sort of like you can sort of like lift and things like that, yeah, you want to sort of do it in moderation. You want to make sure that you sort of mix up the exercises and things like that. But like the general idea is you want to sort of like try and sort of like tear some of the muscle down so you can sort of build it back up again to be stronger.
Mm.
And that's just how it works. But yeah, if he's pushing you too much, then yeah,
Oh, way too much. Yeah.
well yeah, and you could end up sort of like injuring yourself. You've got to go within reason. And
I know
usually,
there's that phrase like if it ain't hurting, it ain't working. But man, it's killing me. Absolutely killing me.
yeah, well,
So
I mean, how long do you spend at the gym?
depends what I'm doing. I mean, I do like a 5K on the exercise bike as like cardio to start
Nice.
with, which depends on how bad of a day I've had, how busy a day. Depends how long that takes me. I cut the rowing machine out because I did start on the rowing machine
Mhm.
for 2 kilometers just to see how fast I could do 2 kilometers, and then I would go on the exercise bike, and then I would do some machines if I had energy, But I've had to cut the rowing machine out because my back was absolutely caning. So I cut the rowing machine out. I'm sort of fixing the back by doing yoga at night.
Yeah, it's a good idea to
So
do.
that does help. So I've been trying to do more yoga. And so then I'll get on the exercise bike, do 5K, and then I'll try like lat pulls, or I'll do like the ones where you sit on the machine and you do your legs like that.
Leg extensions, yeah.
Yeah. And just stuff like that. And like the ones where you sit back and you push.
Either so do you mean sitting down and pushing up so you do the shoulder press?
Could be, but it's
Or
yeah.
if you're lying further down and you're pushing out like that, then it's an incline chest
Oh no,
press.
it's the first one.
All right, okay, so it's a shoulder press, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the things no one's told me what the machines do, and I've not asked all the gym bros because I don't want to get into their circle yet. Not yet, because that's like where the guy who's been pushing me too much is like hanging out with the gym bros. So I won't mind, being in that circle in the future, but not now.
Yeah, I mean, I think that the best. I remember I was on the I was on the leg press, and I didn't even think about it at the time, and I was just pushing out and everything else, and just a lad came past, and he was like, "Ah, nice top," and I was like, I didn't even think about it. I was wearing a Dragon Ball one. I was just,
Oh, okay.
I was just wearing and I was just like, yeah, that actually makes sense because
I
you
think
see
that's like the only anime gym boys I've ever seen.
it
Dragon Ball
is.
Z.
It
Yeah.
seems because you see like lots of like videos and stuff of them sort of watching Goku in a fight against Frieza and things like that, and you see it all
Yeah.
the time. And it's like I just thought it was just like a thing. It actually happened to me, and I was like, oh my god, it's real.
Oh my god, that's real.
It's the
I'm
only one
not
that they
saying
know.
that. Yeah, I'm not saying like that's a stereotypical gym boy they've only seen like Dragon Balls. They're like, "What's up, bro? What's up?" I've heard like most gym boys are like very nice,
Yeah.
and they'll come over and they'll do stuff. But like the ones that go to the gym I go to don't seem like that one. They
Yeah,
mainly seem like they pick up a weight, they do like 3, pulses, whatever, and they're immediately looking at themselves in the mirror.
yeah. So basically,
So they're not.
they're looking for that pump.
Oh, I know
they,
what the pump is, but
yeah,
like
they
they'll come in. Yeah, I've got the pump. I'm pumping. For me, like pumping is like humming. I'm doing the pump. I've seen pumping iron.
yeah.
I don't drink milk. Milk is for babies. I drink beer.
But I mean,
So yeah, they literally come in. They come in. They go to the free weight section and they go 1, 2, 3, and then like straight away in the mirror like that. Straight away, like no warm up, nothing. They literally just like that. And then like they're lifting the top up to look at themselves and they're like, yeah. And then they'll do the other arm, 1, 2, 3, and they're immediately. And like, what have you done? You've done nothing. Like that's a 10K weight. I can see that from here. That's a 10K weight. You're doing nothing. You're just there for your vanity's sake, which I get it, but
weirdly enough, most of them just hate their own body anyway.
yeah. The weird thing is gym bunnies. Like, not so much in the gym that
Mm.
I'm in. Well, I mean, because it's the same. I used to go to the same gym, but they sold it to JD Gyms or whatever, or JD
Yeah,
Sports,
yeah.
so it became a JD gym. But before that, there was just so many gym bunnies that I would see, because where the exercise bikes were, they were on a balcony that overlooked the rest of the gym. So all the equipment, like, was like the machines and stuff, like the lat presses and all that, lot were in the middle of the thing basically, and so you could see down when you were on the exercise bike. And so girls would come in, and they would literally come in, and you could see the entrance, you could see everything. They would come in, and they would just stretch in front of lads for like 5 minutes, and then they would just leave. That's it. That's all they would do. They would come along and they would just stretch on the floor, proper like ass in the air, face down, booty up, pit bull, woo! And they would just do that, and then they would just leave. And like they would come in groups of twos and threes, just pointing their asses at the guys, and then leave.
Wow.
And it's like, what the fuck? But since since the gym has changed, I've not seen any gym bunnies. So like, I don't know if like JD Sports kicks them out or something, but
No, I'd imagine there's same. It's at this time of year you get all the gyms that usually do like deals and stuff like that. So like the one obviously that's open near us is like the Pure Gym, and they've got like £15 for the first couple of months and then blah 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 thereafter. So like they're getting all the people that want to do like the New Year's resolution. I want to change myself, blah blah blah, and then they want to get those people in, and so I don't think I've seen the car park so busy there in ages. So obviously they've got a lot of people in there.
by the end of February, it'll go down.
That's usually how it works. Yeah.
Yeah.
But, well,
When I went to the
because
gym the first time, the guy was like, 1st of January, this place will be packed. 3rd of January, it'll be empty. That's what he said to me. And I was like, how long you worked here? He's like, 10 years. I'm like, oh, okay.
It's a typical like thing that you find, but it's just really true. It is. It's one of those things that you say and you're like, yeah, this is gonna be like this, and it actually is. It's pretty accurate. There's not many people that kind of stick at it when they make it. New Year's resolutions. What did I hear the other day? Is that the average New Year's resolution lasts for approximately like less than a day.
Oh Christ.
That's the average, is less than a day. By like 3 p.m. that day, most people have already broken it. I was like, that can't be true, but it sounds about right because that's pretty much me.
The thing is, well, a lot of people, if they, I'm going to give up this or I'm going to give up that, they just go cold turkey. It's like, that's not the way. Unless you're doing like heroin or something, you've got to wean yourself off it.
I think no, because even with heroin, you've got like softer drugs that you go to anyway.
Yeah, that's what I mean. You can't just go like cold turkey on something. You've got to like wean yourself off.
No, I see. This is where I disagree. I think some things you can just go cold turkey as long as you've got the right mindset for it.
Yeah, but like people who've got like sweet tooth and they're like, they've got a sweet tooth. Like, oh, I can't eat any more chocolate. I was like, well, first of all, you're gonna fail because you've got a sweet tooth. You can't help it. If it's your favorite thing, you're gonna love it.
Yeah, but like you can always like you can change it onto something else.
Some people like me don't have your amazing willpower. Okay,
I had it once. I ain't got it anymore. I managed to lose weight once. I'm struggling now.
Yeah, it was horrible. You shouldn't do that again.
I want to do that
not
again.
to that degree. Not to that degree.
But I want to try and do the 10K that they do locally around here. I'd love to do that again. But
all right, okay.
I know that I want to.
How far the Santa one?
5K.
5K. Oh, I thought it was 10K.
No. The Santa one is 5K, and then the Osprey one is 10K, and then the Welshpool one is 10K. The Shrewsbury one is 10K. They don't do any bigger ones than that. But the event that sort of like does it, they don't do any larger sort of like events than that. I think the only other like larger one is maybe, I think, if they still do it, but the one at Lake Vyrnwy.
Oh God, fuck that place.
Lake Vyrnwy's
I've not
lovely.
been back there I've not been back there like that since we walked around it that one time when I was super fit.
Well,
my thighs were chafing, my ass was so sore from the sweat, my balls were sticking to my leg. I did not have a good time.
I've always wanted to do like the 3 Peaks.
I think the missus wants to do the 3 Peaks at some point.
So you're not interested?
Hiking's not my thing. It's my wife's thing. She's got all the gear for it, the hiking, camping, all the stuff for that.
I'd love to do something like that.
I think she wants to do the 3 because what is it? Snowdonia, Scafell, and oh God, I never remember the third one.
Well, you've got the 3 Peaks, and then you've got the Northern 3 Peaks, and you've got the Welsh 3 Peaks. So there's different challenges you can do. So you've
Well,
you've either got the three highest, which they take you to different ones, and
yeah,
or
you're
you've
supposed to do it
got
in 24 hours as
yeah,
well.
that's it. Or they've got the ones that are like the northern three peaks, which is like Scotland, and you do the biggest three peaks in Scotland, and then
Mm.
you've got like there's different ones like that. They're really good challenges, but like I remember my dad saying when he used to sort of drive the bus for it, he used to say a lot of the people ended up sort of like coming back to the bus after about halfway going up, and there used to be like special guides that go up at the same time that sort of bring them back down again, because there'd be
I
people who were
don't,
like going yeah I could do this, and they'd be coming back crying their eyes out.
and they're Nike Air Force One trainers, the good old ankle breakers.
Oh God, you need something a bit more structurally sound on that on that joint.
Oh, you don't have to tell me. My wife said my wife works in a camping shop and she's all like the walking and the hiking. I got a pair of Burgos boots worth 125 quid with her staff discount, and then being on like a special like pallet, I got them for like 13 quid.
Oh wow.
Yeah, because they didn't come with a box. Um, and so like a couple of years ago, they were just like clearing out the warehouses. They're like stock warehouses. They were just sticking stuff on pallets that like either were slightly misshapen, had a miss sewing on it, didn't have a box, and they were just selling it for like pathetic amount of money. So like I said, 125 quid pair of boots. I got them for like 13 quid, 17 quid, something like that.
A
Definitely
bargain.
less than 20. Yeah. So yeah. Great boots as well. I use them for work.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of the hiking boots and stuff, they're brilliant for work boots. The only difference is whether they've got like the steel toe cap in them.
Mm. Oh, also I have to stop you there because we've
Oh,
got a list of things.
well, yeah. I mean, we're 20 minutes in and we haven't gone over
Which is
anything.
why I'm starting right now.
I mean, better late than never. So yeah, obviously we briefly touched on Dragon Ball Daima. I'm behind on that now, but you haven't even
I'm
started
behind on that.
watching it. You haven't.
I'm still watching Gundam.
How's Gundam going?
Boring. The first series of Gundam is so fucking dull. But I'm committed to watching all of it, so I have to watch the first series first. But fuck me, like it feels like I could walk across the planet faster than they can get out of Xeon territory into Federation territory.
It's only like what 20-minute episodes.
20-minute episodes, but oh my god, some of them so drag.
How many
It's like,
episodes
oh,
in the
they're
first
stranded
season?
in Xeon territory. It's like, fucking mate, you're in like the most technologically advanced ship that's ever been built. Stick it in high gear. But
Yeah, that actually reminds me of the scene from the latest Star Wars where they were it was the ship chasing the other ship, and it wouldn't go any faster.
God,
And it's like you are in literally you could have it go into hyperspace, but they can't go any faster.
mm, yeah, fucking ridiculous. Yeah,
But it's good though.
it's all right. It's like I say, it's I'm committed to watching all of it, but I want to watch it in like release order. So
So when do you
and
think
like
it's going to start getting interesting?
apparently the first season is like the first series of it is just not very good. When it came out in '79, I bet it was amazing. But now it's just like I've seen Iron Blood Orphans and it's kick ass. So going from that to like this is just like fuck.
I wonder if I can. So
There are plenty of anime sites you can go to watch it.
so Gundam in order.
Yeah.
Okay. So how many are there for you to watch?
There's like 3 pages.
That's 3 pages.
There's like 3 pages of stuff to watch.
Um,
So you're up to date on not up to date on Diama. Neither am I.
no. So that's that's no point on that one. I did manage to read some of the Warhammer book that you gave me a little bit more. So
Oh yeah?
I'm on like chapter 5 of that now.
There is like
Um,
3 books in that book though, so
yeah. It's quite good how they've put it all
yeah.
together and like
That's unfortunate, isn't it?
that is
Ah shit, it's good. I wasn't expecting this.
it's not gonna make me want to buy any Warhammer just yet, but
Not yet.
but
But
maybe
wait.
when I've got more space,
Yeah.
I might want to sort of like build myself. I don't know, maybe like a chainsaw or a las
Yeah.
pistol just to have like as a
Yeah.
replica.
There are 3D prints available of that.
I know someone with a 3D printer. I know a
Yeah.
couple of people with a 3D printer. I can get it
Yeah.
done.
Well, just let me know how much they want.
Wait, which would you prefer?
Uh, Sword, but I would want the body printing out with the teeth, but I wouldn't want it assembled. I'd want to do it myself because I would want to try and put a motor in it.
Oh, and then you want to
Because I've
paint it
seen,
yourself and everything else.
yeah, because I've seen I've seen people that they've 3D printed out the body, stuck motors in it, and the teeth, so it does whirl round, and they've got a switch on it as well where it like does like plays audio like when it gets revved.
Nice.
So yeah, I kind of want to do that. So I think a chainsaw. But once you've finished or get tired of that one, Caiaphas Cain, I will lend you Gaunt's Ghosts, which is really good.
You have spoken
Really,
about
really good.
that a few times, so that is
Yeah,
something I
really good.
want to sort
Really
of
good.
have a look at.
It's Imperial Guard, and they're with a commissar in charge, but he's a colonel commissar, so he's a leader and a commissar, which is a dual role that doesn't really happen. It's like super rare, and he has it. It's a lot more serious than Caiaphas, but it's equally it's really good. It's really good.
I think
And
that's
in the
one thing
first omnibus,
I was just gonna say. I think the one thing I quite like about like Warhammer is there's lots of different sides to it. There's not just it's not just all serious. There's like some comedy aspects to like just Warhammer in general. There's like some really dark stuff, but there's also some really light stuff. You know, and it
Mm.
seems like a very I didn't realize because obviously just reading obviously Caiaphas Cain, I didn't realize that the Tau weren't like just completely evil, and obviously there's like a
no, they are.
it just doesn't seem that way though because you know they've kind of like got this planet to almost like follow them, and it seems like by reading the book it's almost like you feel like it's not
Here's
actually the Tau that are doing anything wrong right now.
No, here's the thing, right? The Tau are only a few thousand years old in Warhammer. They're
Yeah.
like their race is only a few thousand years old, so they're like the newcomers to this. They think they're more advanced, and like their species is older than humanity. And there was one time where they fought the Space Marines, and they found a dreadnought, and they realized that this one Space Marine that was trapped inside this dreadnought, well, not trapped, but interred inside this dreadnought, they realized that he was like older than their entire species, and they were like, "Oh shit!" And that was their awakening moment to how big and how old the Imperium is. And they were like, "Oh, look at this pathetic thing! It's so, it's so primitive and that lot." And then they like realized what it was, and like, "Oh fuck, he's older than our species," and that's just one of them. But the Tau are like the up and comers, but they're very much we would like to, make a deal with you for the greater good. That's their whole mantra is
Yeah.
their whole actual saying is for the greater good.
Yeah.
They would rather make a deal and like bring you into their fold.
I love the fact that
And fight
Caiaphas used that against them as well.
Oh yeah.
He manipulated the shit out of them just
Oh,
by
he did it.
saying it. And they were like, "Sorry, what?"
Yeah, and he's very good.
He is
'cause that's his
so
job as-
clever.
yeah, that's his job as a commissar. He's like he's a morale officer, so he's very good. He's had training for this. Like he's the ultimate propaganda machine. you know. So yeah, he's very good at what he does. He's exceptional at what he does, actually. But yeah, the Tower, like, they're not evil by any stretch. I wouldn't say they're the good guys, but they're not bad for about a bunch of space weebs, you know.
No, I mean I've always quite liked the Tower more for like the mechs and the
Mechs,
stuff. Yeah,
yeah.
they just look cool. They really
Yeah.
do look cool. But yeah, it does seem like that there's much bigger and badder things out there if you
Oh,
just
yeah,
look in
it's
the
like-
right places. The Juggernauts and everything.
I mean, if you look at the Tyranids are just like they are. What do they call the unending hunger and stuff like that. They're just bred to eat. They're all under one. They're the floods and xenomorphs combined. So all they do is consume. And the Tau didn't realize this, and the Tau sent envoys to make a deal with them and say, "Hey, would you like to join us?" And they're like, "Very much so." Nom 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 nom. And they're like, "No, that's not what we meant." And like, yeah. So they actually sent envoys to deal with the to deal with the Tyranids, and obviously not a one of them made it back.
So they just kept sending more.
So they sent a few others, and I think that went the same way. And they're like, "You know what? Maybe we should stop doing this. We're losing our best negotiators."
Yeah, maybe sometimes there's just no one who you can deal with. Maybe
Yeah.
maybe just leave
I'll
it
say,
be.
I'll say this: if you think about starting a Tau army, they're great for like the shooting phase from a distance. up close, they are absolute paper mache. They're like origami. They fold under pressure in close combat in melee. They are the worst. But if you keep your enemy at bay, you stop your enemy advancing. Because most people, if they're fighting the tower, they're like, ah, shit. They'll either stay in cover or keep running, like zigzagging up the board to get to like fighting range, and that's when the tower's screwed.
Ah,
Excuse me.
that makes a lot of
Yeah.
sense. Yeah,
Yeah.
seems like a good strategy for that.
Yeah. But with every army, there's a way around it, really.
Oh,
So
excuse
we've
me.
done that. We've done a few. What's the next one on there?
Well,
a villain.
no. Well, I was gonna. I'll come back. I'll come back to that one in a minute. But so, like, because you're a fan of the Switch,
My son's a big fan of the Switch.
and
I'm okay with the Switch.
you're okay with the Switch.
I'm okay with.
Have you seen anything of the details of the new Switch 2?
I've seen some stuff. I saw the announcement trailer
Yep.
on it on the day it came out. There's one silly thing about it that I think is going to be a real headache for Nintendo, and definitely anyone who's a bit heavy-handed with their games is like, say this is the Switch 2, right? Where you plug your Joy-Cons in,
Yeah.
it's just a little bit sticking
Yeah.
out of that. The amount of people that are going to snap that, it's going to be insane.
It doesn't retract or anything, does it? It doesn't sort of like.
I don't think it does. I don't think it does, and that is going to snap.
Yeah.
Like it's going to be. I recommend it's just going to be like the thing on top of a can, like that. It's going to be okay for a little while, but wiggle, 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 and off it pops. I think it's. I could be wrong, but I think that's going to happen. It's going to snap.
Yeah, well, I've seen obviously the same that you've seen. The promo that they sort of like released for it. It does look flimsy as hell.
Yeah.
It doesn't. It seems less colorful, and it seems way too serious for a Switch.
What do you mean too serious? What do you
Well,
think it was
like-
like a Steam Deck or something?
Well, like so, the Nintendo have always kind of go with like a bit more color with obviously their consoles. There's a lot more.
When the Switch first came out, the Joy-Cons were grey. Like there
Oh.
was a red and blue one, but most Switches that came out, the Joy-Cons were grey. So it was effectively a whole grey console. When the Wii came out, that's all white. I mean, I've got a red Wii because it came with like Mario on it and Donkey Kong.
Yeah.
But they're all basically like a solid color. But I like the little blue and red on the Joy-Cons.
Yeah.
I like that.
I just yeah, I feel it's still underpowered. It's as powerful as like the 360 and the PS4 basically.
Well, the PS4 isn't that bad power wise. It's certainly more powerful than the fucking Switches.
Well, I mean, anything's more powerful than the Switch, but you know, but like,
yeah. I mean, the only game that's confirmed is Mario Kart 9, which
whoop, whoop.
I'm interested in. I always like a Mario Kart game.
I love them. Yeah, they're really good.
I like a Mario Kart, and it's good because they counted up. There's going to be, it looks like there's going to be 24 player like races.
That's gonna be nuts.
Yeah, apparently it's open world, so you have to drive to certain areas on the map to do certain things, to certain races. Apparently on certain races there's going to be pit stops, so you can refuel your car.
Oh,
You can change the tires. Yeah, which is like what in a Mario Kart? But with every Mario Kart, I think they do add some sort of gimmick. But
yeah, to be fair, because not a lot of racing games do the whole fuel up thing anymore.
Certainly don't change tires unless you're about like F1 games.
Well, no, because F1 got rid of fueling up years ago, and it's always just been
did
about. Oh yeah. So F1 they changed the engine types and obviously the type of like supercharger you could use and things like that. So they made it so you had to make your one tank of fuel last the whole race. You were not allowed to go above that. That was all you're allowed to use. Hey Obi.
You smell it. You smell it at the neighbor's house.
How do you know what the neighbor's house smells like?
Because it doesn't smell like this house. And I know he goes in the neighbor's house a lot, and they love him. Didn't they? Yeah.
Do they feed him?
They say they don't, but they do.
So
I don't mind. I don't mind. Hey, bud.
that's up close and personal.
How's it going? Yeah. You're only doing this because Mum's upstairs and you don't know that. Yeah, because you love mum more than me, even though she didn't want you and I did.
I
Yeah,
mean, the affection is transferable. It's fine. It's fine.
it's fine. It's fine.
Yeah. So
Um,
I'm not really. I'll wait until I see a little bit more about the Nintendo Switch. I've seen like a few bits and pieces here and there, but I've never really owned a Switch. I've been on them, but there's nothing that really ever drew me to them. Obviously, you've got the Zelda games and obviously you got the Pokemon games, but like that's pretty much all I can really think of. So I've never.
there's plenty more like Nintendo, like Kirby's on there, like Pikmin's on there, if you like those sort of things. The Switch is more of a family game,
Yeah.
sort of thing. It's like before the Switch and stuff, like on a Sunday afternoon, you'd bust out Monopoly for like 4 hours, but after a time, it became like you bust out Mario Kart or Smash Brothers, you know, as a
Yeah.
family.
I suppose until like my kids get older, I'm not gonna sort of like do anything like that. So for me, I'll probably
Mm.
wait until the Switch 4 comes out.
Well, if it's anything like the Switch, it'll still be the Switch too.
Well, no,
So,
because the Switch it had its
a
original
10-year
and
life.
then it had another version that came out that was slightly more powerful.
Oh, the OLED. Yeah, but it was still the Switch, though, isn't it?
Yeah, it's still the
So
Switch.
it's like the 3DS. It was still the 3DS, even though it was like the 3DSi, the 3DS, XL.
Yeah, it just had slightly different like
Slightly different
power.
features, but it's
Yeah.
still, yeah, same console though. But yeah,
Yes, it was the same. It's like when they do like the PS4 and the PS4 Pro. They're exactly the
yeah,
same, but like it's just one's
or
got
the
like,
PS5 and the PS5 Pro.
oh my god, what a difference that was not.
Sony was like, "Hey, they've already given us money. How do we get them to give us more money? Why don't we release some new games?" No, that's not it. I know what we should do. We should re-release the PS5, even though we're making the PS6 already, and The Last of Us 3 is already in development, and I'm sure its remake is already in development too.
Yeah, because why just do it once? Might as well do it twice.
Well, that's it.
I still haven't played all the way through Last of Us.
I think it's actually. I know I'm very negative on a lot of games. So The Last of Us is excellent. It really is. The story's great. The way
Yep.
it handles. I've never been a Rockstar. Like, is it Rockstar? I think it is, isn't it? Or Naughty Dog.
Naughty Dog.
That's it. I've never been big on their like controls and stuff, but it's really good. It's really, really good. The story's amazing. The combat's like decent as well.
I think for me, because it's not my usual type of game, it was hard for me to get into. So
I have that with a lot of games.
I've played so far into it, but like that's the sort of game where like I enjoy the story of it. So I often sort of wonder, well, should I just put it to the easiest difficulty just so I can
Yeah,
go
you
through
can
the
do.
story?
Yeah, you can do. And you can just
Um,
rinse through it. You won't have as much of a panic, and you won't feel the adrenaline when like the cordyceps slots coming flying at you. But yeah,
I still think it'll be sort of like good to sort of play through it. It's just I
I
feel like
would. I really would.
there are some games that are like that where like I play them and I enjoy the story, but I don't enjoy like the gameplay of it as much. So it kind of moves me away from playing it.
I had that with The Witcher 3. Like
Yeah, yeah, I get
I
you.
was like, it was on sale. Like the whole thing was on sale for like a fiver,
Mm.
or $5, for American people. And I picked it up and I liked it. I liked the story, but the controls, man, the way it played, the way it handled, I just couldn't do it. It was just like my autism was firing on all cylinders. Like this isn't. Nope, 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 nope. It was just on all cylinders, and the autism was kicking off, saying this isn't right. This doesn't feel right. So I played it for about 10 hours, and I had to put it down. I liked it. I really liked it,
Mm.
but the world, the story, everything like that. But I couldn't. I just couldn't. My hands were like, nope.
Yeah, this is the problem though, isn't it? Is that you get it with some games where the game itself is really good, but the
Yeah.
gameplay it just kind of it either just doesn't suit how you do things, so like you've got to change something about it. But yeah, I agree with you that there are some games where like you just gotta if you want to enjoy the story, you've got to almost take something out of it so you can concentrate on just that. Because did you
Yeah.
ever play what's it called? It was Days Gone By or Days
Oh, Days Gone.
Days Gone.
Days Gone.
Yeah,
The motorcycle one.
that's it. That was supposed to be
It
like
was.
a good game, but I never
It
got
was
around to.
fun. It was fun. So you realise you kept having to refuel your motorbike every 10 minutes. So that took a lot of lust out of it, you know.
But
Because
like,
hey, yeah, there's a huge sort of like, you know, what are they called? What were they called on that? Were they called biters or something like that? I don't remember what they were called. They were called something. It wasn't zombies. But you're flying around. You got this huge crowd of like 400 chasing you. Like, haha, yeah. Like, oh shit, my fuel gauge is empty. And it's just like, it takes the fun right out of it because you're like, yeah, I've got to get away. And it's all, oh my god, and you're like, oh, okay, boring,
it goes to that point where the game becomes too real.
too tedious. Yeah.
No, too real. Because obviously that's kind of what would happen. Because motorbikes have only got small tanks anyway.
I know that. I had a bike.
So like, it's only going to last so long.
I know, but in a video game, you don't want that.
No, you don't. And this is what I mean: is it makes it too realistic to what you don't want to be realistic. You want the other parts to be realistic, like the biters and obviously how their head will explode. You want that part. You want that to immerse yourself into. Not I've got to fuel this up again. Yeah. Oh man, a bulb's blown on it. I got to switch it.
Yeah, I mean, talking about video games and stuff. I really want to play. Like, I played Fallout New Vegas and I loved it, but I just stuck to the story. But I really want to do like Fallout 4 or Fallout 3 or Red Dead Redemption 2. I started Red Dead Redemption 2, but I always get like, because they're so big and they're so open world and they're so empty. It's one of the main reasons why I didn't do everything in Zelda. I just did enough to get the Master Sword and then go fight Ganon. It's because they're just so big and it's like, I don't really want to put 200 hours into it. I'd love to, but I know that in that 200 hours, I can go and play other things and do other stuff.
It is one of the biggest problems with some games. A lot of games nowadays, sometimes they go a little bit too big. So like I love the Assassin's Creeds. The majority. I've played all the Assassin's Creed. I've played through them all. Once it kind of got to like Origins and it got to Odyssey and it got to those ones and Valhalla, they were just so big. I didn't even bother with the side quest stuff because it was just
bloating it, isn't
too much. And like I'm glad that they put like fast travel stuff in there, and I'm glad that but like Assassin's Creed was a great game, great concept, great thing. But like when it got to those ones, it was less Assassin's Creed style, and it was more just open world exploration.
An open war action, action game, yeah.
Yeah, that's what it was. It's basically like if you had an assassin that was put into God of War.
Yeah,
basically.
Thing is with it's just there's Assassin's Creed 1 and 2 and stuff. They were big, but if you look at them scale now, they really weren't. The collectibles were like, it would take you a long time to get the collectibles, but they really toned it down after the first one, where there was 100 flags in one area, 25 flags in another, and you couldn't just go and get them because you had to unlock certain areas. By that point, I couldn't give a fuck about the flags after I'd opened up the whole map. Couldn't give a shit. I don't care where all the feathers are.
Yeah.
But by the time the second one had rolled around, they'd scaled that down so much that I did go and explore like all the places like Venice and to Tuscany and stuff like that. So I did go and find all of the places, and I think it took me it was like 20 hours long. And there's nothing wrong with a 20-hour game. There's really not.
No.
That's what I'm trying to say there. Like they've taken so much out of it, but not really. They just condensed it, so it made it more interesting and more fun to play.
You enjoyed Spider-Man, didn't you?
I loved it. I thought it was fantastic.
But you haven't got round to Spider-Man 2, have you?
I have not yet, mainly because it was a problem with affording it at the time. But I did play Miles Morales. And I don't know what it was, but that was just nowhere near as good.
Yeah, I wasn't going to mention that one. What I was going to say is obviously
Spider-Man 1.5 in it.
Basically, yeah.
I really liked the character and everything like that. I thought it was great, and it was really fun. Oh my god, we're playing Spider-Man, but we're playing as Miles. That's fucking awesome, dude.
Yeah, so
I get to play as Miles. That's amazing.
What they did in Spider-Man 2 was much better.
Is it so dull? Yeah, why is it so dull compared to Spider-Man? Was it because I just recently finished Spider-Man? I went straight onto Miles Morales.
Well, that's kind of how it was supposed to be done, wasn't it? Because you had Spider-Man, then you had the 3 DLCs to do with Black Cat. And then after that, you then have Miles Morales, which wasn't really a full game in my opinion. It was just like a Link 2, and then Spider-Man 2 was really good. And same as what you're saying there. There's like they scaled back on like some of the collectible stuff to make it something like I was happy to go out and collect the stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
when you have like a big open world, so like God of War has got a big open world, but
Mm,
you don't feel like, you can just go everywhere. You are still sort of like funneled, which is good in
yeah,
a way. You still have
yeah.
like a track to follow, so you don't
But
feel,
if you want to, you can go track down the Valkyries to kick the shit out of them.
or they kick the shit out of you. Depends on how good you are.
Well, you know what I mean. You know what I'm saying, though.
Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
I fully agree. Yeah, but like when I got to a certain point, I realized I'd missed two collectibles out of the first area. I was like, oh man, can I go back and look for them? Because it wasn't a big thing. I just happened upon them as I was wandering around. It wasn't like you have to go out of your way to find them. And I'm like, oh shit, I missed two.
My,
Where are they? Can I go back?
I think my favorite collectibles were probably in Fable. And
Oh man, I love Fable.
and it was where like what was it, because I was playing on the anniversary not too long ago, and it's basically like it's the bass that kind of like swear at you.
Oh yeah, yeah. Thing is, once you've played it and once you know where the most powerful sword is, and it's right next to the beginning area, you can just go dig it up.
I didn't know that.
Whereas, there's an obsidian. I think it's an obsidian greatsword or an obsidian axe, and it's in the graveyard of the starter town. And if you my first playthrough, I tried to do everything. I was like 100% good on it, not a single thing evil. So I missed out on some of the demon doors. But yeah, there was a thing where it said if you go to I followed these orders or this hint or whatever, went and dug up a grave in the beginning town in the gravesite, dug up an obsidian greatsword. So every time I'd play it after that, I would just go straight there and dig that up and be OP for the entire game. And that's the problem.
That actually
But I
sounds
love
like
Fable.
something I want
Fable's
to
really
do.
good. Yeah.
That sounds like I want to do now, because I've got a new game that I've been playing on with it. So I might as well just sort of like go to the graveyard now. I'm right at the very
Yeah,
start of the game anyway, so fuck it.
I cannot remember which one it is, but it's there. And if you go and dig up one of the graves, it's buried in the grave. So honestly, I'm sure there's a guide online that'll show you exactly which one it is.
Oh,
But
guaranteed.
it's there, yeah, and it's putting the game on easy mode because as soon as you start, you've got this like one of the best weapons in the game in your hand, and you just go kick the shit out of everything.
See, I love a good game like that where the story is good
Mm.
on it. It's got some good comedy aspects to it. The graphics
We
still
are naughty.
the graphics still hold up even to now. It's still a good game, and I quite enjoy it.
Yeah.
There's not many games where you could go back to it and still feel like, right, I'm happy enough with that. There's not many games where you go back and be like, the graphics is a bit iffy, but the story will carry me through it.
Uh, I don't know. I'd have to think about that one because I really want to play Driver again for some fucking reason. I really like the first Driver game, even though like the opening mission was like rock hard. The tutorial was rock hard. You had like a minute to do like 10 stunt things in it. And it's just like,
Speaking of tutorials, they're bringing back Ninja Gaiden 2.
they have brought it back, yeah. Ninja
Yeah,
Gaiden 2 Black or something. It's on
yeah.
Game Pass at the minute, and I'm like, you know what? I don't fancy having my ass handed to me now.
Wasn't it
Like
like Ninja
my
Gaiden 3 though that was like the really hard ass one?
yeah, and it was also a bit shit apparently.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Well, they can't all be, gold mines.
can't all be hits. Can't all
No,
be hits.
no, they really can't.
I didn't like him. Was it Hayabusa?
Yeah.
That's his name. I didn't like him in Dead or Alive either.
His combo stuff was hard. If you could hit them, they were good, but they were
Yeah.
freaking hard.
The only one I thought was harder than him is I can't think of his name. I want to say Bayman, but it's not him. Is it? He had like a beret on. He was like this big French dude.
Yes, he had a lot of grappling
Extended-
stuff.
Yeah, yeah. Like that was his strength. Was that?
Yeah.
Like if you did the right combo, you could take off like 3/4 of a person's health bar, like with the right grapples.
Your favorite was Ayanami? Ayanami?
No, Ayanami is in Evangelion.
Yeah.
Oh God, what is her name?
Oh my god! I swear.
Is it Amy? It's not Amy. It's
I thought it began with like an A or something like
Ayumi.
that. Ayumi. Oh my
Kaz,
god.
Kazumi was my favorite one in 2, but then afterwards when Hitomi was on it, I found her moves were better. Like her combos, I found I could be better at them. So Kazumi was my favorite one. I'm sure it's Ayumi. It's with Dead or Alive characters.
So I'm just looking at now. Oh my god, I forgot about Mila. That was an interesting character. She was like a UFC fighter.
Wasn't that Tina?
No, so Tina was another one, but Mila came as like an extra character on one of the later games.
Ayane. Ayane.
Yeah, there's a lot of like.
Jan Lee. Oh, Jan Lee. He was the Bruce Lee one. He was your favorite
He
for a
was
while,
my
wasn't
he was my favorite. Well, like Bruce Lee
he?
is my one of my favorites. So, you know,
Renfield, I don't remember his
all
name.
fighter games have usually got a Bruce Lee wannabe.
Clone.
Yeah, Bruce Lee clone, basically. Yeah. He's-
Bayman. It was Bayman. That was his name. Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, sounds about right.
Ain and Hayate were like the same person.
Yeah, pretty much like a clone or something like that.
Well, he had like what's it called? Amnesia.
Oh.
There's way more on the list of this I remember, so they must be from later ones.
Yeah, well, I know. I
Um,
think the last one I played, you could get the game for free, but you had to pay for the characters.
oh my god, that's ridiculous. Dead or Alive 5. Yeah.
That's the one. Yeah.
Dead or Alive 5, yeah. And then like our friend did buy it and kept buying characters and outfits. It's like
Yeah.
and it's like if you bought you could change their hair, but you could change their hair, give them a haircut, but you had to pay like £2 for their haircut. The thing is, apparently you didn't even keep it. So if you wanted to change it back, it's paid £2 to change it back to what it was.
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
Like that is microtransactions that are out of control, man.
Yeah, well, you know, I think basically someone paid once for something and now we're all paying for that.
It's all started with that fucking horse armor in Oblivion, didn't it?
Just because everyone wanted it. But then like, you know, MMORPGs have been doing this for years.
Yeah.
Microtransactions for everything. You can sort of like pay for
Yeah.
cosmetics, all the rest of it.
Pay
They've
for
just been
gold.
they've just been steadily increasing the prices of it all.
Yeah. Man, was there I must be misremembering this or making it up, but I'm sure there was this actual is it EVE Online? There was
Yeah.
like it's got this huge economy inside the game, and I'm sure there was this conspiracy to crash the virtual economy in the game. I'm sure it must have been EVE Online, but I might be misremembering it. It might be something else, but
It does sound like something like that because it is? No, is it are the servers offline on that now?
no, it's still going. Yeah, it's still going.
Oh. Didn't
Yeah,
realize
it's
that.
still a thing.
No,
It's
because
still a thing. Oh, hang on. I think my cat wants to go. One sec, sorry.
oh.
Every time you do this, every time.
And this is where we see yeah, he's got the Switch in the back there. He's got the Switch one there. What else has he got there? I think. Wait, what else is there? Oh, he's got a few different games there for the Switch. Yeah.
Hey?
I was just looking at the Switch games.
Oh, mostly my sons.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. Well, I think I have. Hang on. 2 physical games, and then about 5 digital games on there.
Yeah.
And then the rest are his.
The worst part is like a lot of the digital games that you get, you don't even realize that you don't even get to keep them. Once they're off the servers, you don't have them anymore.
Well, that's it. And, it's like Ubisoft says you better get used to not actually owning games, and then everyone's like, "Well, you better get used to not having our money."
Yeah, that's how it usually
And
works.
know they're shutting a studio. Apparently, I don't know if it's like a studio or an office, but they're shutting something in Newcastle on Tyne.
Oh Christ!
And it's like, yeah. So I just saw that before. I don't know if it's a studio they're shutting, but I'm pissed off with them since they cancelled the Division. So.
But they are doing another Division.
Yeah, they're doing the mobile one, but
No.
was...
They're in the works of doing the Division 3.
Oh, okay. Well, then I'll forgive them.
Hang on a sec. I'll just double check that.
They cancelled the Division Heartlands, which I think we talked about before.
Because I'm pretty sure that we spoke about this like briefly on the last one.
Probably.
The third expansion.
Not expansion, third game.
Yeah. So well, it's the third of the games. So let's see. So well, yeah, we've got a while before anything happens with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of people are having zero faith in the Division anyway. There's a lot of bad mouthing to obviously Ubisoft. There's a lot more bad mouthing to Ubisoft.
There's a lot. Yeah.
There's a lot more bad mouthing to Ubisoft. Wow, that's a lot that someone's written about that. Cancelling Heartlands and Resurgence. Was good.
Too busy dicking around doing new Assassin's Creed games all the time.
Yeah, and not even great ones. That's the unfortunate part. Mirage, I think I saw when after that came out, about 2 months after Mirage came out, it
Mm.
was already on offer in the
Yeah.
marketplaces. And it's like that doesn't
Hang on.
exactly bode well. And then
Oh, hold on. There was a game that came out, and literally a month after it came out, it was on sale. Ah, what was it? But it was a good game. That's the thing. It was a good game. I just think it had undersold a bit, so they put it on sale. Oh God, what was it? That's gonna bug the shit out of me. It wasn't an old game either. It was like, I think it was last year. Oh, I'll remember for next time.
you probably won't. You probably won't even remember.
I know. I'm gonna think about that all night. Like, it was a really good game. That's the thing. It was a really good game.
Well, see if you can try and remember for next time. But
Mm.
that is the end.
We
We
like most of the list, right? What did we miss? I think 2, 3.
okay. So I'll tell you what we were supposed to go over. So
Yeah.
we were supposed to talk a little bit about villains in games, and villains in anime. We were going to sort of talk a little bit about that on who we
Yeah.
think obviously is like best villains, worst villains, and then we were also supposed to talk about where is it? I had it here a second ago. Yeah, we we're also going to talk a little bit about the Rookie because I finished watching it now, so we're going to talk a little bit about that. The new D&D book, to sort of like have a bit, just see what you know about it, and
Don't know much.
yeah, well, and we were going to have a little bit of a chat about some of the movies that we used to watch when we were growing up from years gone by, and then obviously how they
Mm.
compare to like more the current things.
Well, I guess we'll just talk about like the Warriors next time.
Yeah, and the Warriors,
Yeah.
yeah, both game
Yeah.
and film.
Yeah. Fucking incredible. A great film, fucking incredible game.
Oh, brilliant game.
Shouldn't have been as good as it was. That's
It-
all I'm gonna say, because we'll be here all night. Shouldn't have been as good as it was. It should have been by rights shit.
yeah,
It was like a video game adaptation. No one asked for it. It was a prequel. No one knew about it. No one wanted it. It was phenomenal.
it didn't seem like it was supposed to be as good as what it was, and it was just brilliant.
It was, oh God, I loved it. I loved every single second that we played on it.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Wish they'd bring that back.
They did, didn't they?
What, a remaster of the
Oh,
Warrior?
a remaster or a
like-
remake. I don't know. I don't think there was, but I know they bought it onto PS Essentials or Game Pass. one
Oh
of
yeah,
those.
I got that.
Yeah.
Bought that as soon as it came. I was like, yeah, get that.
That alongside Legend of Dragoon.
Hell yeah. Still got to play through that again, but we'll talk about more of
Yeah.
that on the next one. So if you want to do the
Oh, yeah.
outro,
Okay. I'll do the outro now. So thank you for watching. This has been Everyone Has a Podcast. I've been Jenko. That's been Blitz. There you go. If
you.
you want to give this video a like, share, and subscribe, that'd be cool. Or a follow on Spotify. What is it on Spotify? Is it a like on Spotify or a follow? A subscribe?
I have no idea. I think it's a follow.
Are we on Spotify?
Yeah, we're on Spotify.
Okay, so
The weirdest
if you
part,
found us on Spotify, you know,
I mean, it'd be amazing if you could, because not even I can find, unless
we
I,
should really make some graphics as well for like thumbnails and then like logos and shit.
yeah, well, I've got to do some like editing stuff for the videos and everything else. Apparently I have one follower on Spotify. Oh, didn't even know
my
that.
God.
I had no idea.
I don't even use Spotify.
Well, I'm hoping it was just like a gateway to sort of like to just have a look at other things, but
Yeah.
see if it sort of like has more people interested. But yeah, whenever I look at like Everyone Has a Podcast on Spotify, I can find it, but I just don't think there's
Well, how about in the description, put a direct link to it in the description of the YouTube video.
yeah, well, I've actually put a
you
link to
go.
it on the YouTube video. So on the YouTube video
Okay.
underneath, it's got links to the Spotify and everything else. But well, either way, we've done the outro
We'll
bit.
get onto it.
Uh,
We've done the outro.
Yeah, we just got to do some like short videos and do some short reels and stuff and get it like. But yeah, you are right. We need to do some like thumbnails and stuff and do some like proper graphics
A
for it.
logo and shit.
Yeah, I got to get something sorted for it.
Okay, so that was the outro. So yeah, thank you very much for watching. And we will see you in the next video.
Thank you very much for
Slash-
listening and speak
slash
soon.
Spotify. Bye.